But Tibet was invaded in the late 50s by China, and many of them fled Tibet. That's at that time the Dalai Lama left Tibet, and they were offered a place in exile in India, in Kerala province in southern India. And so they went from the freezing cold wastes of the high mountains of Tibet to the southern plains of southern India, where it's very hot. And that's where most of them actually live now, in a place called Mundgod in southern India. And this particular group of monks is touring for 2 years. They live out of that little white van of theirs for 2 years.
Wow.
So they're quite happy to sleep on the floor in gateway housing. And so it's a very intensive religious tradition that involves a lot of practice, not just the sort of artistic things that we see them doing, but spiritual practices like yoga, meditation, and that sort of thing. As I'm teaching religion, I try to expose my students to, living representatives of the world's religious traditions. So I take a van down to the Hindu temple in North Hills, Pittsburgh, and I bring in usually a rabbi or some member of the local Jewish community, a member of the local Muslim community, but I didn't have any Buddhist resources, so I couldn't expose my students to Buddhists. So when I heard these guys were touring, I thought, well, if I can bring them in every 3 or 4 years, so that every class of students who goes through Westminster gets at least one chance to see them, then that fulfills my requirement to sort of put a human face on the other religious traditions.